fourth wall.
Yo, what up, everybody? It's John Escudero. I'm here with my boy Nick. A quick late night stream. What's up, Nick? Talk to the people. Oh, I can't hear you. I'll mime him. No. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, there we go.
There.
Hello.
Happening. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. It just took a little bit of convincing, but hey, we are here. We stayed up just to watch Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor, one of the best named pay-per-views. I have always thought that for years. And we are here to talk some great wrestling.
We are. My boy, my boy Jesus was at the Ring of Honor show. What up, boy? Mac?
Hey.
Hanging out with his friends, fell asleep because he's old, man.
Yo, listen, as great as this show was, I can understand, it's a Friday, so if you were working a long day, it's like the 5th day of the work week, right? So if you're getting through it and you have all of a sudden a 5-6 hour wrestling show to get through, it could be a lot.
I didn't know it was gonna be that long. I thought it was gonna be like NXT takeover sized. Are they always this long? I didn't feel like maybe it was the pacing.
Yeah, I don't know, because I feel like the last pay-per-view we watched was not nearly this.
Oh no, Mac is just old. He says he slept till 3 p.m. No excuse. No excuse.
I understand.
But hey man, I had a fun time. Oh shit, this was a great show.
So great, it blew out your headphone.
Nick, I didn't get to see the pre-show. Tell me about it.
Ooh, yeah, so I ended up popping on because I was just like, what time does the show start? And I'm like, oh, it starts in like 10 seconds. All right, great. And then next thing I know, I'm like, oh, wait, it's 0 hour. So we had the first match, which was seeing Mason Mansoor making their Ring of Honor pay-per-view debut. And they defeated AEW Original Angelico and his partner, another alumni of Dark, someone that I'd say classify as an original because he was on those early days, is Serpentico. I want to give a huge shout out right away to Serpentico voguing during the match. I thought that was absolutely the most necessary thing. And we got an interesting stat with Mace and Mansoor getting that victory there. Mace apparently became the first pro football player to get a win on any one of Tony Khan's wrestling promotions.
Oh shit. I didn't know that.
I didn't either, so I'm like, okay.
That's I'm proud of them.
Right? Because I feel like too, when you think about it, like pro wrestling has had a long lineage of professional football players that have made the crossover. So
I mean, well, there's that, but also the fact that for a while mainstream pro wrestling started to rely on them, and there was a lot. It started to be a point where the ratio of good football players to bad ones wasn't positive.
Yeah, but so that was real cool. Good on Mason Mansoor. We got the announcement as well. I don't know if it was during this. It might have been later in the night, but we're going to have Mason Mansoor on Collision taking on FTR.
I don't know if I like that. I thought they were going to be exclusive to Ring of Honor.
That's what I thought, but the reception for them was awesome during the show, from what I saw, at least during like the pre-show. I know there's a lot of hype online for them.
The overall, I mean, beyond the absolute quality of the show and the wrestling, the quality wrestling that we got here tonight, like if you just watch this show and don't really think about anything, it's awesome. I just thought like it felt very, very AEW heavy. And I was like, damn, is it more than usual? Like it felt like
Right.
more than usual. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I was feeling a little critical tonight.
No, absolutely. This felt like it was anything that you could have seen on an episode of Rampage or Collision. Like honestly, when I look through the list of matches that I wrote down here, these are all matches I guarantee has happened one point or another on Rampage or Collision. And especially too, because I'm looking through, like this could have totally happened on Dark. Like, you could say this happened on Elevation, and I'd believe you. Marina Shafir squashed Angelico Risk. That happened. I remember Risk was shouting a lot during the match. She was getting really loud and just kept smacking as hard as she could Shafir, and Shafir's just like, okay. And then Shafir goes to the outside of the ring after the match, and a fan was holding up a sign for happy birthday, Roddy, and neck strong. And she went up and kissed the sign. So
that's cute.
a little shout out there. The next match on the pre-show was Infantry defeating Griff Garrison and Anthony Henry. Number one, love the Infantry. Number two, I have always appreciated the trope where you got like two tag teams where one of them's injured from both teams, so then you got the remainder that you just pop together as one team. Griff and Henry had no actual like chemistry with one another, and you know what? I appreciated that they kind of brought that into the storyline, so to speak, and it was whatever, but you got a win for the Infantry.
Max got a great point there. I hate to see that. Just kind of give the guy a singles run or let it die, you know.
I get that. I know one of the things JD Drake's apparently hurt. Don't know what it is that he's hurt. Do you know by chance?
I think it was it his arm? He fucked his arm? I don't remember off the top of my head. I have to Google, but I only have one hand free.
But after that match, we got a great win for the Infantry, and it was one of those things too where they had a valet on each side of the ring. And I don't want to say valet because they're actual wrestlers, but they each had a woman wrestler outside the ring, Maria with Griff, of course, and then Infantry had Trishadora. And then as the match ends and we go get ready for the next transition, Infantry walking up the ramp with Trishadora, Top Flight and Action Andretti come out. They dap it up on the rampway, as they should. I'm still waiting for the return of Rapid Hydretti. I want him to do the water thing again. He needs to do that. I'm sure it does a number on his stomach, so I can understand him not doing it all the time, but I want to see a little bit more because it was fun. And we got to see Top Flight take on the Outrunners, and this time around, the Outrunners had an Outrunette with them. Erica Lee, for those who did not realize who it was, because I know when she came out, I didn't necessarily recognize her myself, so I went to the tweeter, as one does, and I'm looking on there, and everyone is just like, who is this lady? Who is this mystery lady that they're talking to? And everyone just started rolling with Outrunette. So I hope that continues onwards after this match. But Top Flight defeats the Outrunners. I really appreciated the Outrunners being the substitute boys. And it's a shame that Dalton Castle's also hurt because I really enjoyed their run together.
That's right. Dalton Castle out for the rest of the year.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty much the pre-show right before it led us into the main show, the actual Death Before Dishonor.
Matthew Malik Wilson, my boy, he had to watch SmackDown. I'm sorry. Somebody had to do it. I didn't know Ring of Honor was going to be this good. But we'll get that SmackDown recap up in the morning.
This feels like that thing where you got the executives that are just like, all right, we're going to go and take this trip. And this is how we're going to celebrate the team. We're going to have a pizza party. And that's how we're going to appreciate your hard work.
I got DSR pizza party coming soon, everybody. You hold on.
Woo. Let's go.
Yeah, well, I guess let's get into that main show. What do we have?
First match up, we had Commander taking on the Beast, Mortos. Yo, the crowd was really getting behind Mortos there. I love it. I support any reason to get that big Minotaur over. That's my guy. He can fly. He is big. He is strong. He is burly. I'm sure he likes a DSR pizza party as much as the next guy does too. Please, Tony Khan, push him more. I was so happy that he was able to get the victory here.
This was excellent. This was just excellent. Good lucha things. I loved it. I didn't even know this was on the card. I feel like I was vaguely aware of the card. I thought this was I was like, is this a part of the gauntlet? Like, is this in the survival of the fittest? I mean, but
because last the previous pay-per-view, what was the last pay-per-view we watched?
Final Battle. No,
Final.
Can it have been Final Battle?
Yeah,
Super Card of Honor.
Supercard, yeah. Like during the pre-show, I believe they did a little hint towards this.
Yeah.
And then they never followed through on it. So I'm like, okay, did they just abandon that? But then here it is.
No, this was awesome. This was incredible. Perfect opener for the show. Set Absolutely. The tone for what was gonna be just a banger after banger after banger. Like, Sheamus says, It was awesome. I love this. I can't even really. I'm trying to like pick out spots, but it was just 80 miles an hour lucha action. It was awesome. Beast Muertos is gonna have a match tomorrow now against Hologram.
Yep,
that's gonna be another sick shit. But again,
that's go hard.
But that's kind of partly what I had an issue with tonight. Like everything was leading to an AEW show tomorrow, like and not Ring of Honor.
You have this Ring of Honor pay-per-view that is a very important pay-per-view at that, but everything's just building up to a regular Saturday night AEW show.
Yeah, Collision or Battle of the Belts. Like,
right.
okay, it's weird. And they brought back the 6-man tag team championships.
Yeah, wasn't there just a report recently where it was just like, they're done?
Came out of nowhere. I just saw it was a match for the 6-man tag team championships. Okay.
Yeah, right. Hey, you know, they got those titles, might as well. Tony Khan didn't have enough room in the closet to pop more of those title belts in there. One of the things, too, I really liked in the very end was when Muertos literally banes Commander.
He did. That's like that's the one image I have clear of this match. Just breaking fucking Commander's back. He can be Commander no more.
Yo, that was the thing too. Like, Commander took a beating, and I think a lot of that beating too was not even just selling. I think he was just getting whooped by Muertos. But yeah, that was a great way to open the show, and I love that kind of WCW philosophy where you pop some luchadors that know how to really just get the crowd going. And again, I was surprised that they were all behind Muertos, and I think too his recent matches in this arena were really helpful with that.
100%. I feel like this really made me nostalgic for the studio shows in Universal Studios. I'm like, this is what we need to do: cultivate a crowd, have people that know everybody that's here, regardless of what's happening. You know, like a Full Sail environment, the PC environment, and they had their own, and they have one now. This crowd really elevated the show tonight, the whole way.
Absolutely.
Good job, Jesus.
He single-handedly did it.
You did it.
But yeah, following that match, that's when we had M&M, MXM, M crossover M.
M cross M.
Yeah, they decided, hey, they were going to say a bunch of acronyms, and I was having a hard time following along, but it all led to them challenging FTR. And you know what? I have a little bit of a interest in there myself, at least from the perspective of I just appreciate anytime we get to feature new people on the card.
It's good wrestling. I'm just weird about. I wanted them to be a Ring of Honor exclusive act so that Ring of Honor can have exclusive acts, but clearly that's not the plan here. There's no plan to do that with ROH. They want it to be a fourth AEW show. I'm like,
we can't have Dark and Elevation anymore, but we have this.
I guess this is like if they had Dark Elevation pay-per-views. It's essentially.
Oh, man. Can you imagine though, like the alternate universe where that happened?
It's AEW Dark, Death Before the Sun.
Oh my gosh, like what is Cesar Bononi doing in the main event here? He betrayed Avalon.
This is heavy PC vibes.
Tiger Ruas is here. What is this? But one of the important things to note with the segment was Melissa Santos was the interviewer there. And I was surprised to see her, especially after the period where she got Brian Cage in trouble for a bit and he wasn't getting booked.
Anytime I see her now, I think of the tweet of that one tweet she responded to her. She's like, "Don't worry, honey. You have a yummy penis."
Listen, they were kind of building towards it later, but like we're gonna have Johnny TV and Taya taking on Brian Cage, get her in there and we'll recreate all the magic.
What was the next match?
Brian Cage and Melissa Santos backstage. The actual next match following was the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles. champions Taven and Bennett defeat Kyle O'Reilly and Thomas Ishii. They're calling. Who is it that called him Big Tom the other day?
That's gotta be. That sounds like Orange Cassidy or something. That's fucking ridiculous.
Something like that. But yeah, ever since they called him Big Tom, I'm like, okay, that's what I want to now maintain.
Ishii, the tank engine. They fucking pulled out my audio wire.
No.
Anyway, this was a match that I didn't really have any interest in at first when it started, and as they got in there and as they started basically wrestling, I was like, okay, all right, they cooking. This is good.
They're cooking. But listen, I'm a simple man. I see Taven, I yawn at Taven. That is all.
I see the Kingdom right now, and I'm like, suck the air out of me. Why don't you? But yeah, it was what it was. It was good. It was a great wrestling match. Kyle O'Reilly really, because Ishii is great, but he's getting old and he's not doing much. But Kyle O'Reilly's in there swinging and doing axes and doing all the great shit. This the conglomerate thing is so weird because I thought it was a joke, but they're like seriously a group with a name, and they show up on Collision with the name. I'm like, oh, okay.
Remember in like 2011 WWE when they had the Apple? This kind of feels like that when it was the Apple versus the Core.
The Apple versus the Core. Oh my God. I don't like to think about the Core because it reminds me of the first couple weeks of it leading up to the Royal Rumble where the Core and the Nexus got to confront each other. The only time it ever happened.
I remember too, because that was the whole reason they made the Rumble 40 men was just because they wanted spots for all of them.
Yeah. That and it led to nothing.
There was a brawl at the start that doesn't lead anywhere, and then the vast majority of them came in and just got eliminated within like the first 30 seconds of their time in the ring.
Oh gosh, Mac is in the comments defending Matt Taven. This is great. This is disgusting. Actually, where's the ban block button? This is disgusting. That's like worse than seeing a slur on the screen. I hate this. I'm actually going to cancel you for saying that.
Oh, Mac, we appreciate our time with you, but unfortunately, this is where we're going to have to go our separate ways.
You're fired. No.
I really appreciated too during the match that anytime they tried doing any type of head or neck offense on Ishii, it had zero effect, and they made sure to address that it's because he has no neck. Man took like a double DDT and just survived. Very neck strong of him. I don't hear John at all. Don't worry, I fixed that. Okay, I fixed it. You somehow you got muted, but we got that.
I'm back. I pulled my wire out by accident. That might be what it was, and I didn't hear a fucking thing you said. I was just like, "Yeah, Nick, I agree."
I love this is the technical difficulties that led to an absolutely amazing episode of the Dirt Sheet flagship show, right? But I was just mentioning how they were addressing the fact that Ishii has no neck, and how can they do any neck strong offense to the man with no neck?
Oh, we're gonna talk about that soon, Trey. That was excellent. There. I will admit the Kingdom has a great team, Mac. I'll give you that. Absolutely. Shit.
I want to give a shout out to Mama Laraco, who always says it's one of her favorite songs in all of AEW Ring of Honor universe.
Bow 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 bow. But yeah, no, fuck yeah, great match. Like you mentioned, the neck strong thing not working. That's genius. Ishii has no real neck, and if he did, it would be made of cement. So,
absolutely. And we got the ending where Fletch and Don Callis ended up interfering and costing the match for the conglomeration.
What was the connection?
I think it was just like something against Orange Cassidy.
Oh,
I think without Trent there, they needed someone to slot in there, so they just threw Fletch.
This is fucking dumb. Why do we bring this whole AEW angle to this show? Okay, I mean, I keep asking
Build
why,
up to
but
Saturday, John.
I know, like, I know the answer. It's like, fuck. Why did Kyle Fletcher dress like a lesbian? He he's
man.
was he like a femme or like?
Oh man.
But yeah, shit. I didn't like that. I didn't like seeing the AEW crossover stuff, but but seeing so much of it just made me understand that they could easily fix it, and they just don't want to because it's not the goal. But
right. The only thing I could think of, like, again, is because Kingdom Boys are going to be going into the vacant Ring of Honor trios match at Battle of the Belts. So you gotta give them something over
the
it.
Fucking belts off them. Get the belts off all the AEW, all the talent that you need. I mean, like I said, they could do that. They simply could, and they're not dumb. They just don't want to. Because it's as simple as getting the belts off of anybody that you need on AEW TV and putting them on people that you want to keep on fucking Ring of Honor. Did it with Athena. You just hide her down there now. At this point, it's like, yeah, it's a little ridiculous, but
the one and only actual exclusive wrestler for Ring of Honor, pretty much. Mac, I want you to cover your ears for this one because the last bit for this match I wrote in my notes is, I hate living in a world where Taven is a champion.
I'm just coming up with different ways to get the belts off of the kingdom. Okay.
I'm seeing like this is where Wardlow's going to make his surprise return and he's going to accidentally cost them and they're going to hate him even more.
They need to put the 6-man belts on Dustin and the Von Erichs and then turn this into world class. Just build the whole promotion around the Von Erichs. Fuck it.
Perfect. That's how it needs to be.
The Iron Claw 2, the happy one.
The good ending.
The good ending. Oh, fuck.
Ending S.
The soft claw.
No!
No, man. Dustin is still great. Dustin is still great. Dustin can go. The Iron the Iron Boys, I was gonna say. The Von Erichs.
Iron Boys.
The Von Erichs are good. The Von Erichs are really good. This is perfect for them. This is actually a great opportunity for them. But the Kingdom is probably gonna win though. I just have this feeling.
Please don't manifest a world where Taven's a double champion.
Oh god, you can see it, don't you? You can see it.
Bennett will look great with 2 titles. I am sad that again this is a world where Taven has 2 titles and Roddy will only have 1.
But shit. What did we have the pure title match after this?
After this was Texas Death.
Oh, that's right, Texas Death.
Yo, this match, it started off kind of bad. I remember I wrote in my notes at first too. I'm like, wow, this match started off terribly. And then I had to alter it because then it got really good. I was like, oh, this is heating up. This is getting great.
It was the first couple of minutes that were just really weird. They did the chair thing and it was like soft, and I was like, uh-oh. And then she just tossed her off the table, and she tossed her off the stage, and she almost missed the table. Or she fucking Diamante threw Layla Hirsch off the stage and almost killed her because she missed the damn table. She hit back first on the she almost missed the table. That's what I was trying to say. But
even beyond that too, when they showed the angle of Hirsch flying, my eyes didn't adjust to it, or I think it was like the little black tablecloth that they had on it, because I didn't even see tables there, so I thought like she was flying to her death.
She like, threw her to her death.
They just killed her.
But no, it definitely picked up. There was some unique stuff in there. She emptied the bag of Layla Hirsch emptied the bag of thumbtacks onto Diamante at one point, did a moonsault, but she missed. But I actually think she would have been better off if she hit that.
I had a couple notes on Diamante in particular. I felt bad because there were a few parts where she was kind of struggling with the chairs, and it wasn't necessarily anything like super her fault. Like she missed grabbing the chair when Layla Hirsch threw it at the beginning. When she was setting up the chairs, they kept toppling over. So it got to the point that Layla had to literally just hold the chair that was going to hit her. And then she was having trouble too, like wedging it into the corner. I was feeling so bad for Diamante at that part, but hey, she got back on track, and I really appreciated that and respected that as much as I appreciated when they said that Diamante is a master at duct taping people.
Bro, that was the one spot in the match that I hated. She sat there and Diamante's selling it like she's awake and she can't move. But I'm like, just die because it's making it worse. Like, she only got one loop around the table. Like, this is not enough for you to be selling it like you're trash. Just die. It's easy for both.
Because she was going really fast on the duct tape too when Layla Hirsch was like up on the rope and she was like duct taping the hand to it.
Shit.
Because I've never seen anyone go that fast with it. So I thought that was interesting. Layla gets the victory though, and it seemed like Layla hurt herself again in the process. But again, she's a tough cookie, so you never know.
It looked like she hurt herself on the moonsault. Jesus, our boy Jesus, he sent me a video. I'm gonna maybe play it now. It's not the arena video. It's not the arena AEW's video feed, thankfully. So we should be able to play it.
Let's get it.
But it looked like she hurt her fucking arm. Where here we go. Whoops.
Like commentary even said something like she hit her arm or her wrist against the ladder when she came down.
The crowd like popped like they saw something on the replay that I didn't see. And I was like, what? I looked away, that's why.
All right, I'm curious. Let's see this.
I can't see the moment of impact because it's on the other side. Like, it's like here. Oh, fuck.
I just see like the arm.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Let me mute this. I think I see it. I think it's her own head. You know, like you see her fucking hand there?
Yeah.
That moment of impact, it looked like she hurt herself. Or it might be the ref's fault. Oh fuck. Stefan, no!
No! You were the chosen one.
No, it is his fault. No. Fuck. I don't want to be the one to get him in trouble.
Also, can we talk about a moment how Stefan Smith started kind of like glistening at one point in the show?
He's fucking hard for bald people under them lights, man. It's not easy. Let me tell you, as a bald man, she definitely was selling the arm like if it was broken. I was scared. But
especially because AEW and Ring of Honor have a tremendous track record lately of ladder matches on Ring of Honor pay-per-views.
Poor Dante.
That's still so brutal to think about.
No, they killed it though. Great stuff. Good match.
Absolutely. I again appreciate how much that, even though it might have not been the greatest thing in the world at the start, it really picked up steam, and at that point I'd say even stole the show. Until the next match happened. Was the pure title. Lee Moriarty gets his moment, his time to shine, and defeats Wheeler Yuta for the championship.
That was awesome. I love this match. It was it was pure. It was what the pure championship is about. You know what I'm saying? This reminded me of like 2003 for Ring of Honor. Like this was like the next generation of that.
Dude, like this was like the point in the show too where the matches that they were putting out there started feeling like old school OG Ring of Honor, and I was so happy for that. And tremendous grappling, and one of my favorite visuals from this match was seeing Paul White's giant frame up there in between Christopher Daniels and Jerry Lynn.
Mac is disgusting. He's just down there saying hate speech. That's fucking crazy.
Oh, can't believe there's a troll in the comment section here.
I'm happy. I do think that's cool, Trey.
It is. It's especially cool when you're like one of the people that's on the show and then you leave for technical difficulties or something, but then you appear in the comments later. They don't expect it when I go to bed.
Oh gosh. But shit, what this pure title match. Lee Moriarty getting his moment, it felt like it was time for that. More this is gonna sound wrong, but more because we had to get this belt off of Wheeler Yuta already. Like we put it on him and it got stuck there because he got injured.
And he came back and got lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, it's probably time to shuffle it on the Lee Moriarty and maybe make him an ROH exclusive talent and have him build up wins. Fuck!
Oh, John, you know that's not happening.
Ah! I just want Ring of Honor to matter. Please. Please.
What's that? More dark? More elevation?
Fuck!
I also like, too, how whenever one guy would end up having to use his rope break, it immediately just turned around to then having the other guy needing to use his rope break. It was so back and forth, and I love how evenly matched this whole match was. It was so good.
I love that they worked a pure title match. They know how to work a pure title match, and it's not just about being technical. It's about being the heel, using punches and shit, stealing punches, getting in trouble for it.
Exactly.
That's the kind of thing that really, really spoke to me tonight from that pure title match. I love that shit. I love this kind of wrestling. I don't know if it speaks to everybody, but it spoke to me and this crowd. That like Mac brought up the finish. That finish was great. I'm not even sure what the fuck you call that. What kind of pin was that?
Dude, there were so many moments throughout the match where I was like, what's that called?
What is this move? But the pinfall that Lee Moriarty, the pin technique that Lee Moriarty used on Wheeler Yuta to finish the match was great.
Chat, come up with a name for it.
I'll call it the flat wheeler. No, I don't.
Flat wheeler.
I don't have shit.
Can't believe all the husbands in the crowd were so happy that the wife stealer was pinned.
The wife stealer, Wheeler Yuta. I'm not creative under pressure. Only when I have time to think. I can be a writer, not an improv.
I did like the moment where Yuta was also putting the title on Moriarty as the crowd loudly was exclaiming, "You deserve it."
That was awesome. That was just a great moment because Wheeler Yuta, Lee Moriarty, and Daniel Garcia, they were like the three from the next generation. So seeing them respect each other there, great stuff.
Yeah, the rise of the AEW Young Lions.
The Young Boys! There you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I feel like there were a few times as well where the ref was supposed to not be looking, but he was still looking at them.
That happens a lot. I try not to think about it. I try to imagine the ref is looking out. You know, sometimes it looks like you're looking at somebody, but you're actually staring into space. He must have a lot going on at home.
He's looking at the giant in between Jerry Lynn and Christopher Daniels and thinking it's a funny visual.
Why is Paul White here?
You've got Ring of Honor legends and Paul White. And I'm just thinking like, wow, Paul White on Ring of Honor. This is it's a choice. I'm just glad to see Paul White though, because I was so terrified after he was folded by Hobbs after getting smashed onto the hood of the car.
He's wild for wrestling at all, but I think he wants to.
All the procedures that guy's gotten. I mean, he wrestled like you would expect him to, like in the last few years on the Jericho Cruise.
Oh, I forgot about that. I've never been to one.
And they reunited Jericho.
I wanted to though. I wanted to anyway. I don't think the wrestling is worth it anymore. I wish I could have gone to the first ones.
Max says Paul White, the giant, he can't move. He walks like if a statue moved for the first time.
That's fucking great.
We have to do something more with Captain Insano. I thought he was going to be like a third party for when MJF and Adam Cole fished him out of the water.
He's only ever shown up in skits. They didn't even put him in Fight Forever.
How do you not put him in Fight Forever when? I don't know. I don't know. I want him to achieve one of those goals that a lot of people have, where you're in all this variety of video games.
That's what I'm saying. I thought I remember when they trademarked it. It was supposed to be for a video. He was supposed to be in a video game. It's whatever.
There's still time, John. There's still time. Mac, I am with you. I also kind of forgot about the game. But what do we have next after this? We had the women's television title. Red Velvet defeated the champion, Billy Starks. This was a loud match.
This surprised the shit out of me for a couple of reasons. One, I didn't know Red Velvet could wrestle now. I thought she still sucked. Good job, Red Velvet. Two,
yeah, absolutely.
Billy Starks has had the Ring of Honor Women's Television Championship for 116 days. This is her first defense on Ring of Honor TV. Yeah, I did not expect her to lose tonight. Not at all. I was like,
I did not realize that was her first defense. I thought it was like I missed out on several weeks of TV.
Very first. I was like, oh shit. Okay, then. It's a big moment for Red Velvet. She's been here for a long time. She's been in AEW since like year 2, year 1, year 2. She's really grown. She's really developed. As she says at the press conference, she said that Bryan Danielson helped train her, and I'm like, it showed. It was showed. She looked great out there. Absolutely. But yeah, the finisher, the finisher, she dead ass just hit she just hit Charlotte's move, the natural selection. I was like, I'd never seen anybody do that before Charlotte. So I don't think that like we should be doing it while she's still an active wrestler, but
no tributes allowed.
I guess. I mean, you call it a tribute. It's weird when they're like on TV still and you're both on TV. I don't know.
Speaking of tributes, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started. You see,
I wanted to pull the pin on that grenade there.
Got my whole MCU set up there. I'm gonna have to get myself a pair of claws, stick them up on there, or at least Deadpool's head. Well, man, Max says she does it differently. But tonight, that shit, it was the exact same move. Maybe it was the camera angle or like, but it was just straight up the same fucking finish.
I do want to give Red Velvet credit though, because she was in the zone tonight. And again, maybe this is me just being ignorant and not having watched her stuff in a while, but I don't remember the last time seeing her just absolutely intense, all in on a match.
She brought it. I apologize, Red Velvet. I was unfamiliar with your game.
But same here, Red Velvet. Straight out of your mama's kitchen.
Stir it up. Stir it
up. And again, like, we are in matches that feel like we are in the old era of Ring of Honor. And we, speaking of old eras, have the next match for a title shot for the vacant Ring of Honor Trios Tag Team titles. The quadruple T's. Why? Justin and the Von Erichs defeat the Dark Order as they qualify for a match for the vacant titles at Battle of the Belts. This absolutely was the most Von Erich match that you could think of.
This was great. This was, and not because of the quality of the match, but because of the pacing of the show. I was like, why wasn't this on the pre-show? Why wasn't this match on the pre-show so that this show wouldn't be 5 hours long? But it's because I haven't been watching Ring of Honor weekly, so I haven't been watching the Dark Order gain their wins and being a significant part of the show. So
I didn't even realize Evil Uno was wearing a suit now.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. Is he back to being a cult recruiter? Or I'm not sure what's happening there.
Or that the old the Mankind where he's got the dress shirt and the tie.
They've criminally underused John Silver. I just completely wasted him. I think he should have broken out of this damn thing. I remember there were sparks when he you know what fucked him up. He got injured. They did a singles match with him and Orange Cassidy, and he got a chance to on pay-per-view. So he got a chance to kind of show what he could do. And I was like, man, this guy's got charisma. He doesn't look like it when you see him, but he really does. But he's been stuck in the Ring of Honor thing. The crowd was behind him. I was behind him. He's been stuck in this Ring of Honor in this Dark Order thing for way too long. Too long.
It's surprising because again, everyone's seen the meme where John Silver's got the beer in his hand. He's crowding Anna Jay. Like, embrace that. Like, he's without a doubt one of your most well-known people just because of that meme.
He was probably more mainstream than anybody else on the roster for a while. I didn't realize that happened.
Like he's like one of the most seen faces that you have on your whole roster. And can we think about for this match too, by the way, when Dustin was basically laid out for the vast majority of it?
Well, you see, he had to get to bed early. He's a little older.
But honestly, though, it was real cool to see the Von Erichs have all these awesome moments, and it was really cool that the Dark Order got a little something in there. And by a little something, I mean a lot of something, because anytime it seemed like this was the moment that the faces were going to get that advantage and win the match, the Dark Order kept answering them with something else to just counter and end their momentum.
They looked like a problem. It was great.
Yeah, and any time it seemed like a pinfall was going to happen, someone ran up. You had Evil Uno coming in out of nowhere, John Silver flying in, and at one point it looked like him doing so hurt his leg. And I started getting worried.
This was one of those that made me think of the AEW thing, because I was like, man, Dark Order is they played this video where they're showing them get all these wins and being dominated on Ring of Honor TV, and I was like, if they come to AEW TV, they're gonna get jobbed out. I don't know. I don't even know I want them to win this match. But
remember that time that, as a surprise, Stu Grayson came back?
Oh, and then he never got seen again.
Yeah, and then they were like, didn't they do something with him in the Righteous? Then he got released again after not addressing anything with that.
It's yep. He broke away from the Dark Order. He joined the Righteous. They had a match on pay-per-view at Supercard of Honor, and
that was it.
That was it. It's over.
And then he was in that group of releases.
But yeah.
Yo, like Dustin and the Von Erichs, like that Von Erich pop in Texas, you can't match that. I was surprised I don't think Kevin Von Erich was around though at all.
I don't think he was there today. That is interesting because he's been with them for every appearance so far, right?
Yeah, and he was on the weeklies.
I guess we'll see what happens with that. He might just not have been able to make it.
That's totally possible. Yeah, these are old guys, but how many years was that? Like 55 years after the Von Erichs teamed up with Dusty that we have the Rhodes and Von Erichs united again. That is a real cool stat.
That's a cool piece of history right there. They really need to kind of harp on that. Mark Briscoe versus Matt Taven next. Fuck you, Mac.
This is on purpose, Mac.
Disrespectful piece of shit.
We want to talk about some very respectful, not a piece of anything. It was after the double Iron Claw and Shattered Dreams getting them the victory. Shibata came out and celebrated with them. And as someone who wasn't watching recently, this really surprised me.
Shibata, what wasn't he on AWTV exclusively for a little bit?
Mm-hmm. I know going into this, he wants the Von Erichs to train him in the art of the Iron Claw.
Oh, that's right. No, actually, this is following up on, I think, Collision last week.
What do I don't know if I remember that.
Yeah, because there was a video of them after the cameras went off the air, and Kevin Von Erich is doing the Iron Claw to Shibata, and everybody's making the joke that it's a good thing he got his brain removed.
Oh.
Yeah, Mac just brought it up. Shibata got the claw out on him after Collision last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't remember that. But yeah, so Shibata wants to learn the Iron Claw, and I appreciate that. I honestly, at first, not remembering that, I thought this was going to be a moment where like Shibata, Hook, and Joe randomly come out and like, wow, they really want to emphasize the trios division in Ring of Honor, huh?
I think it's so weird to say something like Katsuyori Shibata wants Kevin Von Erich to teach the Iron Claw. What is this reality?
It's literally, if you put this on some sort of like wrestling themed generator or have AI come up with some random storyline with every single thing you can find on Cage Match, that's what it would do. That's what it would say. Oh my gosh. Imagine saying that 5 years ago as well.
I mean, I'm saying it's just impossible.
Right? It's just so out of the realm. It's just so absurd. I love it. But speaking of absurd, the next match was where I felt the fun kind of starting to slow down all of a sudden, because then we have the TV title, Survival of the Fittest.
You know, I didn't hate this match quality-wise. It was like, at this point in the show, I didn't want to sit this long. It was like, it felt longer than right. I bet it would have added it. Maybe it was just placed wrong. Maybe this should have opened.
It felt like this could have easily just been slotted on the pre-show, and that would be that.
It should have been the pre-show. The pre-show should have just been the Survival of the Fittest match.
When we went over this match too on Wednesday during the Dynamite recap, shout out to anyone who watches AEW Dynamite. Make sure you go join us every Wednesday following AEW Dynamite. When we were going over the card on there, I think it was only like 5 people on there, and I don't think the Machine was in there, and I don't remember Lee Johnson being in it either.
When this fucking match started and Brian Cage was coming out, I was like, I don't remember Nick mentioning Brian Cage, but you know what? I smoke a lot of weed, so I probably just forgot.
No, because I think Fletcher was originally in here, but then he got pulled from there and then was the run-in for the conglomeration and Kingdom.
Oh, my daughter's here. I thought she just ran away.
Ladies and gentlemen, John's daughter.
Max says he fell asleep 3 different times during this match.
Like, it didn't feel like it needed to be here, and if you cut this match, nothing would feel like a loss from getting rid of that. You know, the world will continue to rotate.
You know, my friend said from True Heel Heat, he mentioned that this show was like a buffet of a lot of different wrestling styles, with the lucha and the hardcore and the tag match and the Survival of the Fittest gauntlet or elimination battle royale, whatever the fuck you want to call it, match. You know, and I guess this is just one of those that I didn't want to eat tonight. I was like, fuck, I'm kind of full. I'm not feeling this format right now, but there was nothing wrong with it. I was just like, damn, this is dragging a little bit. I feel like the show is feeling long now. I'm starting to feel the time.
See, this match in particular was with so much variety.
Yeah,
it felt like another buffet. Like you wanted to briefly go to the buffet across the street just to see if they had anything extra before you come back to the original buffet.
Yeah. I went to the buffet and they have a buffet within the buffet. This is incredible.
I love Pizza Hut. Yo, can we talk for a second too? Like, Lee Johnson was in great shape for this.
Lee Johnson was it's another one who's improved way more than I realized. And we've talked about that with his Kyle Fletcher match at Super Card of Honor. But again, he showed off tonight. Great stuff.
Yeah, I again think that they need to just finally do it. Give him a little something extra because I don't know. I'd love to see them talk about Lee and Julia and have Lee Johnson in the House of Black. I've said that for a while, and I want to see it.
House of Black situation is weird. They said they offered Buddy Murphy a lot of money to stay. Like, what?
That's a choice.
What are we doing? What are you talking about?
You did what? Shadid starts slowly taking the checkbook away.
I read something concerning on the internet. I wanted to confirm it. You did what?
So I heard on my favorite show that you're rehiring Buddy, huh? Yo, okay, was it just me, or for this match, was the crowd really starting to get behind the Machine?
Brian Cage. I made a joke that he just never wins. He can never win shit. Like,
right?
He's so good, and he does 8 million fucking moves, and he can wrestle, and he can never win. I think he needs to start pinning people. Stop doing moves and just pin them. Like, please.
This immense monster that is on this roster, and he is just losing to everyone. Yo, can we take a moment too to appreciate that? Like, I don't remember a single other time the crowd really got intensely behind giving someone a standing ovation this night, apart from Briscoe, as they did when Brian Cage took flight. Everyone was like standing up and like, yeah.
I actually fucking missed that. I missed it. I took the opportunity to get up and oh fucking hell. Hey, son of a
no.
Motherfucker.
Well,
God fucking damn it. No, I said it while I'm watching the show. I'm like, this feels very, very connected. Like, why? Tony Khan says he may incorporate his ROH promotion further into the AEW connectivity as AEW ROH, and it has been discussed as a way to bring the presentation in television in the future. Motherfucker. All right, he has to Trojan horse Ring of Honor into WBD. That's what he's doing here. He's tricking WBD into thinking that Ring of Honor is AEW content so that all of it can get bought and put in the library. Motherfucker.
It just never ends. It just persists.
So we just need to weather the storm for about 6 more weeks. Maybe when it's on the fucking HBO Max, we can just go back to being Ring of Honor.
This feels like a curse.
Is this HBO Max thing worth it? No.
Can we also talk about how disappointed, speaking of Brian Cage taking flight, when it looked like Shane Taylor was going to fly, the crowd was so disappointed when he didn't.
The world is waiting with bated breath. Is he going to do it? No. What did you think?
No, instead everyone gangs up and eliminates him first.
That's a smart move, though.
It makes sense. The prize fighter, the one that's got the legit background.
And he's larger than a lot of you, so just jump his ass. Get him out of here.
I'm surprised more than anything that Brian Cage wasn't wearing the Swolverine attire now.
I'm so sick of wrestlers putting on a cool new attire and not taking it off. Penta got me with that shit with the Joker mask. It's like, oh, that's a great special occasion outfit. He's been wearing that for the past few weeks. Yeah.
When you have this grandiose attire, but then it becomes your regular.
Like Brian Cage when he dressed up as King, but then he kept doing it. Like,
It doesn't feel special anymore, Brian.
or he kept this thing thing for a couple weeks too long. What was that about?
For what it's worth, it looked really cool.
This is my tribute to the man. All right.
Brian, he's already been gone for weeks. Even Darby stopped tributing him.
I loved him more than Darby. He didn't. He didn't know.
That's the storyline they should go with. It's just Brian Cage being like, I was really his biggest
They
fan.
need
Not
to
you.
wreck on it. You go back and you show all of Sting and Darby's biggest moments, and you just shift the camera a little, and Brian Cage was always watching, sad.
They take the camera, they pan over, and they just zoom in to like a private box, and up there is just Brian Cage seething. It should have been me.
He doesn't love you like I do, Sting. He can't love you like I can.
He kept doing his own face paint, Sting. I did yours. Everything I did, Sting, was for you.
Look at the scorpion. I'm just like you, Dad. Stop talking to me, Brian.
This is the new lore. This is all canon.
Sad brain Cage.
Oh, the best part is this is only funny to us. No one else.
Hey, it will be. This is all that matters is entertaining us anyway.
The Brain Cage.
The machine Brain Cage. I love him. I love him already. I can see little mouse brain with the little king outfit. Oh fuck yeah!
You said the machine Brain Cage, and my immediate thought was Dr. Giro.
Oh shit! I just thought of Pinky in the Brain.
We're on two very different wavelengths there.
Two different channels. But what do we have? The Ring of Honor Women's Championship match, right?
Women's Championship. The champion Athena retained against Queen Aminata.
I knew that she would because at this point, I'm fairly fucking certain that the point of this is to surpass Samoa Joe's, what is it, 625 days as Ring of Honor champion from like 2004 or something like that.
Get a modernized record.
It's that, and it's because it's Athena, and she's had it so long that it's like you might as well. But I wonder if that was always why. Does that make sense? Thinking about it now that we're that close and now that commentary's starting to mention it, I'm like, okay, well then that makes sense because some of the victories were like absurd. Like when she pinned Willow Nightingale, I was like, like what the fuck? She pinned Billy Starks. I thought the same thing. Like what the fuck is going on? She's just steamrolling through all the obvious next champions. And I was like,
the one singular woman who is, I mean, even beyond that, just the one person that is protected for Ring of Honor only.
it was a great match. I actually loved this match because I love Queen Aminata. I'm a big fan of Queen Aminata. I really wanted her to win tonight, but I knew she wasn't gonna do it. Jesus brought up a good point. I agree with him. I do think Billy Starks is gonna be the one. And I think it's coming soon. I think that's why she dropped her.
Excuse me, it's gonna be Lexi Nair.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I didn't know that. Jesus says Athena ignored her ass at the scrum. She's disappointed in her minion for dropping the championship where she retained.
Hey, listen, Lexi Nair, she did her job. She did it perfectly. She ain't a minion who dropped the ball.
She only had one job. Do the fucking commentary or the narration on my video.
Will she get the microphone at the end?
Forever.
Sure is Terry Funk in here. I appreciated too the crowd chanting forever as loud as they could.
Forever. That's actually great. Again, this is why we need Ring of Honor in this kind of building. Is that chants like that only come from crowds that live with you
I love you. They get to know you.
or indie crowds, intimate crowds. But yeah, man, great match. No real thoughts beyond that. Both women did excellent job. Athena held her own. I feel they really after this they really need to keep her a significant part of the television program. If anything, shift her into AEW programming because she lost the women's championship opportunity. She's lost the women's TV championship opportunity.
They had her on Rampage just randomly destroy Sky Blue. And that was fun.
Was that this week?
Not this week. This was a couple weeks ago.
Oh man. I wanted to be on the cycle already. Like get in this circle of wrestling. Not on the cycle. I don't care about your menstruation. But in the audience, yeah, these people that hate Aubrey. I'm sorry, you're all fucking weird. What are you even looking at, bro? Like, what are you looking at? You're so fucking weird. But did you see the face that she made? She's so dramatic, bro. Watch the match. What the fuck is wrong with you? Weird. Why
are you only paying attention to the ref and not the match itself? You think she's extra? Get a load of Lil Nate.
It's all good. Have you ever looked at John Cone while he does it?
Good old John Cone.
With main event,
Mr. White. I don't think that's wise. The last note I had for the women's title match was just I loved how brutal Aminata is and just how calculated Athena is.
Aminata is stiff. Aminata was knocking the shit out of Athena. Fuck. I love her. I hope she doesn't fall down the ladder of significance now.
Athena, when she was dressed as Karlak, that was one of the instances where I was hoping that the cosplay would continue onwards past the single turn.
That's actually really cool. I forgot to mention that she had a really sick entrance today. Due to the whole video situation. I didn't get the reference, but I knew it was something. It's like shit.
Yeah, I didn't know what the reference was either. Chat, if you do, let us know.
Let us know. It's a goat head. She looked like the Lich. No,
it was a tribute to Jack Perry.
Oh, yes, the scapegoat. Let's go.
Oh, let's do it. And speaking of let's do it, let's get to the main event. Ring of Honor Championship. Mark Briscoe versus Roderick Neck Strong. Yo, over 20 years of history was going into this match.
I actually didn't think about it that way, and they didn't put it over that way until commentary did it today during the match.
No, literally, like I did not think about that at all. I just was taking it like two wrestlers going into this for the title. But then on the pre-show, they started mentioning it. I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Why did we not talk about this sooner?
Why didn't you play a video or something? Fuck. It's too late. Now we're going to play it on the pay-per-view. I already bought it. I'm here.
Again, a very amazingly bloody match as well, which says a lot because Mark Briscoe just bled a lot at Blood and Guts. Oh, we got a cameo.
Whoa. You're supposed to remain anonymous so people don't steal you.
Anonymous reveal. Not clickbait.
This is fucked up. No, I love this match actually. I was like, damn, they were wrestling their ass off. Beyond just the blood, they were beating the shit out of each other. Were it was two Ring of Honor originals out there.
And legends.
It kind of felt the most ROH that ROH has felt in a long time. Like I felt like I was watching something out of the Philadelphia National Guard Armory.
Oh yeah.
I love that. I love this match. I love that Mark Briscoe retained. I don't know what we're gonna do next, but please keep him on Ring of Honor more often. At least if he's gonna be on AEW TV, fine. I love Mark Briscoe on AEW TV. But damn, have him defend the belt against Ring of Honor dudes. Have fucking Lee Moriarty. Lee Johnson. Like shit like that.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say when it comes down to the exclusivity stuff, because as much as I want this, I feel like they just constantly reformat what the strategy is, and Tony Khan just like on a whim is like, who would be a good person to lose on this episode of Collision? Let's take one of the Ring of Honor guys.
Run!
We haven't seen them in a while.
Run! Stop fucking passing by his office.
Stay away.
Stay away for real.
Just go to the esports arenas only.
Jesus. Anyway, great fucking wrestling. Great way to cap off a great show. It's just full on, no duds. Even the survival of the fittest. It was just like, it was long at it, but it wasn't bad. It was It was good wrestling.
This was the type of show where like you could only really nitpick it because it was great all around.
Yeah. We're only talking about it because we have to fill an hour. But I could have just said that shit was awesome and left it at that, because it really was. It was just another example of what I've been saying before. Mac, I'm gonna tell you to go to hell. Okay?
You can't keep getting away with it.
Rude. This is disrespectful. And what would your parents like to see you talk like this? Taven of honor. You deserve soap. You deserve soap in your mouth. bad child. No.
I want Matt Taven now to just go and main event Wembley instead of Bryan Danielson.
This is fucking disgusting. But shit, Mark Briscoe retains. Show goes off the air with my boy celebrating with the conglomerate. Nick, did you have any notes on this main event match?
Apart from just some of the other stuff we've already kind of thrown out there, the biggest thing that I didn't mention was Roddy continuously trying his hardest to pop Mark Briscoe with a J driller, and he finally gets it. And the moment he gets it, it doesn't put Mark Briscoe away. Instead, it just wakes him up. That's
awesome. I actually didn't realize that was the story they were telling. I was fucking lost for a second. I realized he hit it, but I didn't. I only caught the one attempt just prior, and then I saw he hit it right after, and I was like, "Oh, that's it." That seems significant. I must have missed something.
Significant storytelling moment. Because a couple times he's trying to hit it, and then plus you got the consideration that Briscoe is bleeding heavily for the second time in like 48 hours, and this guy all of a sudden is getting his second wind after losing how much blood recently, and after taking such a beating and taking basically his ultimate move.
I love the crowd reaction when Roddy finally hits the J drill. Everybody's like, "Oh, fucking disgusting! God damn!" It's great heat. That's great
what it needed to be.
There's something about a disgusting boo. You can just hear the disgust in the reaction. It's not like a normal boo. It's like,
when the mood drops significantly.
Winning with the Froggy Bow.
Froggy Bow, let's go.
That's right. Not the J driller, because because Roddy had already disrespected
it. Sullied it. Yeah, because in my notes too, that's another good point, Mac. I have in all caps, Froggy Bow, and it's over with a bunch of exclamation marks.
Froggy Bow. I love that move.
It's fun to say too.
So, Nicholas, my friend, who is your jobber of the night? Powered
jobber
by
of the NordVPN. Yo, make sure, family, friends, everyone watching this, when you go to comicbookclick.com/dirtsheetradio, you scroll all the way to the very bottom of the page, because we want to make sure that you are safe from any hackers, from any holograms that are trying to attack you on a Saturday night when you're trying to watch Collision. We want to make sure you're nice, safe, and sound. So go get yourself some of that NordVPN, NordPass. Be able to protect your passwords too, protect your searches on the internet. Again, it's all about keeping you safe, APA style.
So,
all that to say, jobber of the night. You don't know how badly I wish I could say Taven, Mac, but I can't. So in this instance, I'm going to be saying, am I allowed to say the pre-show?
You can. It's the same night.
I want to give a shout out to the Outrunners, especially for the Outrunette. I'm glad we still found a way to factor them into Ring of Honor even without Dalton Castle.
I think mine's gonna be a little easier. It's gonna because mine's Billy Stark.
That's fair, but valid.
It's kind of wild how long they let that go on, but I guess that makes sense. I don't know how the Ring of Honor weekly TV is structured because I'm not watching it lately. But I imagined if it's a TV championship, she should be defending it on TV.
Yeah, I know she's only been doing she did a couple eliminator matches. But that's about it.
She's the first champion too, which is like, damn, they developed the TV championship and didn't put it on TV at all. That's kind of okay.
Should be defending that.
But yeah, shit. So, megastar of the night, Nick, powered by comicbookclick.com. Go there right now for all your San Diego Comic-Con coverage.
Oh, yes, do it. When I'm looking at who my megastar of the night is, I am so torn on this one. You know, I love Mark Briscoe immensely, and he is a fantastic guy. And you know what? I'm going to say Mark Briscoe is a great champion, but I'm also going to get a little silly, and because I'm talking and I'm not being stopped, I'm going to say another pick. I'm going to also go with the Von Erichs, because we're in Texas, and they were killing it.
You did get Jobber. I guess this Max Jobber of the night. But yeah, I get
a very safe pile driver you can take from Shane Taylor.
I like that choice, Nick. I like that choice. Tonight, I'm going to give mine to the forever champion, Athena.
That's a good choice.
God, she's special. I'm almost. It's so weird because I'm like, I don't know how to feel. Like, is she being hidden, or is she exactly where she needs to be? Like, is it time? You know, is it time? Because I feel like it's been a long time to be hiding this from people. And we've got so many great talent for her to work with. The AEW women's division is on fire right now. I'd love to see Athena be a part of that for real. So she's my megastar of the night.
Great choice. The forever champion.
This is fun. As a matter of fact, Matt Taven is going to be we're renaming Jobber of the Night. It's going to be called Matt Taven of the Night.
Matt Taven of the Night is Matt Taven.
Gonna fix this. I'm gonna give it a graphic. It's not gonna be Gilbert anymore. It'll be Matt Taven.
I just am picturing Jobber of the Night, but it's Matt Taven following Battle of the Belts with like a title in each arm. He's still the Jobber of the Night.
Fuck. Oh man. So
rest in peace, Taven.
My friends. This is the Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor post show, but you can catch us after every single goddamn show that ever airs on fucking week. After every show, even the news, we do post show recaps of days of our lives. No, seriously though, after every single pro wrestling show of the week, there is a Dershi Radio team doing coverage. It's not always this team. But you can catch me and Nick on SmackDown and on the Dershi Radio flagship newscast where we talk about news. That's actually me and him right there. Look at us, Dragon Ball Z-ified.
Hey. And who's that other guy on the left?
What? Redacted. No, that's Greg. That's just Greg. He's with us every single week. He has been since day one.
That's like that boy. Mac also got redacted for his Taven comments.
Mac is gonna be the person, he who shall not be named, with comments like these. Solo Taven cast. And what will you talk about? His what?
Mac, you need to call the show Mac Taven.
Oh, that's great, actually. No, you can do a 1-hour podcast about his 60-minute match with Jay Lethal.
No. I can't believe everyone stopped watching.
Where'd everybody go? We're here on Mondays for Raw. We're here on Tuesdays for NXT, Wednesdays for Dynamite, Thursdays for Impact, Fridays for SmackDown. We have Saturday streams anytime there's a pay-per-view. We're after Friday pay-per-view, Sunday pay-per-views. Sunday in the morning, CJ and Tyler do an NXT Level Up Adventure. This week, for SmackDown, we made a choice. We decided to watch Ring of Honor instead because a taped SmackDown deserves a tape rewind. So a tape rewind will be uploaded in the morning from our boy Malik.
Ooh, shout out.
Shout out. But yeah, man, thank you to everyone for joining us in this fucking middle of the night after Ring of Honor. Thank you for people who didn't join us live, but you're watching on demand. You're even more beautiful. I fucking love you. I'm going to give you a kiss. You guys have a good night, man. Thank you for joining us. Peace.